Hey guys, welcome back to the Arts Project. Thanks for tuning in. I've got a good friend of mine in the building tonight, but for now, roll the intro tonight. Wow. Actually, he's back in from yesterday, but we'll talk about it a little bit later. Roll the intro.
Welcome to the Ice Project. Welcome to the Ice Project.
Voli K, what's up?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming back in.
No dramas at all.
Don't have anything else to do?
Yeah, don't have much to do at all.
Yeah. Also, had Voli in yesterday and I went to go cut up the footage and...
Deja vu, man.
Deja vu. My laptop sort of shit itself, so been kind enough to come back in. It's about, what's the time? 8 o'clock in the morning, so thanks for coming in, brother.
No dramas at all.
So yeah, The Voice, pretty crazy experience. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, man, it was the best experience, man. It's a show that I've come to really embrace, and the opportunities that come from that it's been amazing. But I also think that the show is actually an opportunity where it exposes the really cool, the good artists, and then the bad. And I think what I mean by that is that people on TV, for those who haven't watched or don't watch The Voice, me personally, I didn't really watch The Voice. But when I started watching it, people come across almost fake and stuff like that, So it exposes people's like authenticity, and I think that was amazing. Like I thought, to me, I'm always trying to be, the real me. Like always be true to myself, and I'm not trying to fake anything, because I think off and on camera I'm the same person.
You are, aren't you?
I try to be.
Yeah. So what's crazy? But so Voli invited us to it was called a listening party, or it was more like a watch party, wasn't it?
No, it was like a watch party, but also I just released my single.
Yeah.
For those who haven't heard it, it's on all streaming platforms. Check it out. It's called If I Could. And so I released a single when I didn't do a release party. So I thought I could do a release party and also the viewing party of my blind auditions for the show, The Voice.
Yeah. So we went to Normie sort of rocked up and it was packed. It was a good little vibe, wasn't it? Bar 34 going off.
Yeah, man, it was good.
Racing down the rain.
I didn't think that there'd be that many people turning up. For starters, it was during a weekday, so it was a Tuesday night, and it was cold and it was wet, and I was like, nah, I'll probably get a max maybe 60. Next minute, yeah, too many. Great. It was great.
Good time anyway.
Good vibe.
But yeah, so like I don't really watch TV as well, and watched The Voice and heard your story, and I was talking to Normie about it at the time. It didn't really resonate with me. Obviously, I knew you were Fijian and like albino, but I didn't my mind doesn't wander towards that, because like we talked about yesterday, like I was never bullied or anything growing up. But yeah, it was crazy to hear that story. So let's talk about that a little bit. Let's go back to Baby Voli.
Oh Jesus, going back to Baby Voli. What was it that if we before we go into it? What was it that sort of took you? Like, what is it that...
I don't know, because I just because when I first met you, I met you through gigging Little Jack Horn on a Sunday. I used to be there every Sunday carrying on.
The king of carry on.
Yeah, the king of carry on.
Carry on.
Oh, we're talking about this yesterday, actually. Usually when we're on the mic together, Voli lets me on sometimes when I'm blind and just rap the same songs.
Yeah, mate. For those who don't know that Ice has actually some amazing ability, and one of those is not rapping or singing.
And got the place pumping too.
Got it. You did, yeah. Always. Everyone's like, get him off.
I'm going. He's back to Coochie. You got to put that in your gig. Put that in your gig list, bro.
Mate, I will not.
So what was the question? What were you asking me? Oh, what made me think about that?
Yeah.
So like I said, so I just got to know you through gigging, and I heard you sing. So I was more like
intrigued by the music.
I was more just amazed by you singing. I just took you off face value. I didn't judge you off any of the way you look, appearance.
And I think that goes to show who you really are. You know what I mean? Like you embrace anyone based on what you see, not really like, that person, like even more in depth, you know what I mean? And it's cool. I think that's great. And then once you get to realize, there's stories behind that person, let's hear him out.
Everyone's got a cool story, don't they?
They do. But it's just a matter of time.
Yours is a little bit cooler than other people's.
I don't know, mate. I'm not here to try
compare stories.
Yeah, to compare stories and say I've got a cooler story. But man, being so. What albinism is that it's the I guess it's the lack of pigmentation in someone's skin. So the lack of pigmentation, and the pigmentation is the color that everyone has. So if you're like my parents, my dad's a little bit darker than my mum, so my mum's got that beautiful caramel skin. My dad's got the dark chocolate skin, you know what I mean, like that kind of vibe. And then I've got the white chocolate skin.
Yeah.
So and that's what albinism is, and part of that, there's different degrees, right? So you've got people that have a really, really severe case of albinism, which means that they're almost the same color as A4 paper. And
they wouldn't be able to be in the sun at all or anything like that.
I mean, like they couldn't do much at all, but that also comes with because of the pigmentation that actually carries a vision impairment. So you actually can't see much when you're with like the severity of it, the degree and levels of it. So, and then they usually have people that have increase of albinism, like a serious degree of it will be like with pink red eyes.
Yeah.
And then so that'd be like the highest, I guess, degree, and then you go and then it ranges down, and then I'm sort of in the spectrum of, I think, mid or even like lower.
Oh, okay.
Because I've got like dark features, as in like dark beard. You know, I wouldn't call it. I mean, I used to get annoyed when people call me oranga and stuff because like yo, I'm sandy blonde. I'm blonde. I'm sandy blonde. Like,
yeah.
You know, I mean, I got 3 shades of blondes on me, but you know.
So is it one of them things that are just completely random? Like, can anyone get it, or is it because your two parents?
Well, it's according to the chromosomes in your parents, so the X and the Y, and the way in which it falls, sort of like who carries more, and then because of that, it's just a phenomenon. Like, it happens, and. We definitely did tests when we came to Australia, and the doctors tried to do like a full on research on our lineage and said no, we can't find it. And my parents were like, yeah, I've never seen anyone else in my family. Like, my mum looked in her family, she was like, no, we don't know. My parents said no, there was no other albinos, and then my dad said the same thing. So we're like trying to figure it all out. But then there is other albinos, obviously, in Fiji, but not in my actual immediate family. Yeah.
So let's talk about where you born. Like, let's talk about right back to the beginning.
Yeah, sweet. So I was born in Suva, the capital of Fiji.
Is that a big place or?
No, man. It's like what? It's like a little town, really. But we call it the city. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, because we come from Sydney, it's like, you know, the city's so different to back in Fiji City.
Yeah.
So it's like try to think of the smallest suburb in like, if you're from Sydney, it's like going to East Lakes or East. Nah, that's not the nicest place. But East Gardens or something like that. And then it's like, that's the city.
Oh, okay.
So it's, I mean, there has a few built like
2-story buildings,
3 if you're lucky.
Skyscrapers.
Yeah, exactly. And they call it skyscraper. Yeah, that's my turn. No, it's a good place, man. I love it. I love that place. So I was born in Suva, and then my dad, because of the I guess being albinos, like, man, envision 2 parents, like 2 dark, your parents, right, and they're dark skin, and then they're first and second born, because my sister's also albino. They come out white, like literally, like, you know, like white, and then they look at each other going, what's wrong? Wow,
it would be weird, wouldn't it? Like,
oh man, like everyone's looking at each other, you know what I mean? And so the things, the stigma that comes from it was like my mum and dad were like, have you been cheating with the milkman, or what's going on? And like, they were like, and then
was that like a legit question asked, or?
Yeah, man. It'd be like, what's going on? Like, have you been doing something? What's going on? Like, you know, because I mean, for starters, Fiji's is a third world country, and therefore because of the third world country, there's not the resource for information and education is quite, you know, scarce. It's not easy to get that much education.
You're born early 80s too, eh?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to get to my age, sure. you prick. Yeah. Yeah. No, I was born in 1983, July 21st, man, and it's yeah. I mean, it's
So there's no internet, there's no like anything like that. That's all like
not back then. No, man.
yeah,
I mean,
even like TV where they might have seen something
man,
similar.
like,
So
nah.
you've just sort of popped out and gone.
Yeah,
"Here
I mean,
am."
like, it was a phenomenon for them. Like, they were like they've seen other people. I guess there's been other people, but no one really. I think back then it was almost like, don't quote me on this, but from what I heard, like, if a family had an albino in their family, they would get them and then sort of like hide them, you know, and put them, not like almost put them away and like, you know, like, you know, just make sure no one else sees them, kind of vibe, you know.
Wow.
And so when that happened, my family also, my mom's side and my dad's side, they were like, obviously speculating, like, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know? And then on top of that, because we're Fijians and because we're from the islands, witchcraft was quite big, you know. And it's, you know, it's not that big now, but it's still existing, you know. And part of that was all their theories because of the witchcraft, and then that was part of it. And then so that was the flips, I guess, the sort of the two big things that sort of came at us as a family.
Yeah.
And so my dad's only solution was, yo, let's find another place. Let's just, like, I mean, also the land of opportunities for us was the nearest one was Australia. So that was also the big draw card as well. So we were like, let's all just get up. And also the environment or the climate in which Fiji is like, it's just hot all the time. And
How hot is it?
Man, it's crazy hot. Like, there's no winter.
It's humid.
There's no winter.
Oh, okay.
There's no winter, so it's always crazy hot. But and the sun's obviously beaming all the time, and yeah, it's humid all the time, 100% humidity every single day. But again, like, it was a little bit harsh for us. So when we used to get sunburn, man. When we get sunburn, we get like proper like boils things going on our
Like
skin. Blisters.
Yeah.
And there's like these big ass like eggs, fried egg looking, just waiting to pop, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. So it was like severe.
Yeah.
And obviously that also, because of that, it's because of our ignorance, because we weren't educated on how to look after white skin, you know.
Yeah, true. Because the boys wouldn't have had to do it before,
No,
would they?
no, not at all. Because, you know, black is black, I guess.
Yeah.
And then my dad pretty much decided, let's go Australia. So back in '87, my dad got up and left us to come in and just work his butt off and work 3 jobs.
What kind of jobs did he do? Do you know?
And yeah, like factory work and just any job that was available, man, he did it. And man, he started with 15 cents in his pocket. The only reason why I say the story in like exactly the way it is, because we did his 50th birthday 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We're celebrating his 60th in a few weeks, actually, in Fiji. We did his 50th birthday, and I did a documentary, like, sort of based on his life, and that's how we presented it on his birthday, and it was dope as, and it was amazing because I got to actually embrace how we started and where we are and all that kind of stuff. So it was really cool. So the way we started was my dad came over here, he worked his butt off, 15 cents in his pocket. Next minute, he gets an apartment, he gets this, he gets that, and then he flew us over.
It's a classic immigrant story, isn't it?
Oh man, it's amazing, man. Like, but it's like you embrace, you fully appreciate every little thing, you know. And sometimes I do catch myself, you know, sleeping like and I need to keep appreciating everything, you know. I can't, you know.
You're living in Bondi, man. Come on.
Oh yeah, don't judge. don't expose me. Nah, but you know, you just gotta. So I appreciate things a lot more. But coming from that was like an amazing experience, and seeing my dad do what he did, like, you know, get us all, because there's my mum and there's 4 kids, and we all came.
You're the eldest.
No, I'm the second oldest. My sister, my beautiful sister, she's the eldest, and then there's me, and then my 2 brothers, and they are like black skin. So,
Oh, yeah.
So we had a proper racial war growing up, you know,
Yeah.
whites versus black all the time. You know what I mean? So it was hilarious, but also serious at the same time, you know. So coming over here, and then we literally, and I thought coming to Australia, I thought the ignorance level would either be absolutely gone. I thought they'd be obsolete. Instead, it was actually a massive increase because of the ignorance is on a different level because of the different cultures and people that are represented, especially in school.
And you got dropped into Bankstown, didn't you?
Yeah, man. So I grew up in Bankstown. So that was Bankstown.
The area.
Yeah, I mean it's Bankstown, but it's Canterbury, Campsie. But we grew up in Campsie, but it was part of Bankstown City. So yeah, we grew up there, and that was, man. All the kids were just ruthless, man.
Oh man, they're ruthless now. I can't even imagine like back in the day,
man. Yeah, no, they're ruthless, and it's like, and because they're also immigrants as well, and it's like let's pick on the odd one out of all the immigrants. So yeah, I found myself being bullied, and then I mean, what often happens, or for most cases that I've been researching, that bullies become the bullier. I mean, the person that's getting bullied becomes a bully. Yeah, becomes
the hunter
bully.
becomes the hunter,
pretty much. And that's what happened to me, man. And I found myself literally trying to defend myself physically because I wasn't.
So that was your natural retaliation to if someone had a crack at you. So if I'm someone and had a crack at you, you just go, yeah, sweet, let's go. Or,
nah, I just punch straight away.
Oh, straight away. Don't even ask.
Yeah, don't even talk about it.
Yeah,
just hit, and then it was. And why'd you hit me? Okay, let's talk about it. Do you know what I mean?
Action first.
Yeah.
What was your go-to punch?
Always their face. Always like a hook.
A right hook.
Yeah,
straight away.
Did
they say what was your connection rate? Pretty good?
No, I was pretty good because, man, I mean, because my vision was not that great, so I can't do long distance punching. So it was straight in your face, sweet, boom, straight in there,
Yeah, crazy. So I'm glad we've kind of done this again because I've done a little. Obviously, I was talking to you about this before, but we've done a little bit of reading up on albinism, and especially in Africa, which is really, really scary over there.
Yeah, in Tanzania, man.
Tanzania. Yeah.
So Tanzania, crazy enough, Fijians, from what I've been learning about us as Fijians as a country and as the origin of where we actually come from.
Where do you come from?
Tanzania.
Oh,
crazy!
Yeah.
Crazy. So, but yeah, as you were referring to the viciousness in which the African and the Tanzanians, to be precise, they have this thing like some witchcraft, again based on witchcraft. They think that albinos have this supernatural power, like this.
Is it in your bones or something?
No, well, I'm not exactly sure what they think, but it's like because of our skin is different.
Yeah,
they would literally cut limbs off kids.
I saw that. That's so sad, isn't it?
And skin them, and then use the skin to then apply on their skin.
What do they think the benefits of it were?
Or they just like give them this like, I mean, I don't know. I think they would like it's almost like they think they'd be part of
supernatural
X-Men or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy, but that's just how ignorance is sort of on that level. It's crazy because it's life or death out there.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, and I fully like every day. I'm forever grateful for where I am and what I'm doing and all that stuff. But man, when you read stories like that, like it literally made me cry. I broke down when I was reading it because I was like, man, I just want to go over and save my people.
Yeah, 100%.
Save the rest of the albinos.
So actually, if you are listening to this, jump on Google and just look up stories of like albino. And there's one that's sort of top 10 stories and sort of talking about. So when they sort of in Africa and Tanzania, to be more specific, they talked about like when you're born, they either think you're cursed or you think you got magical powers. And there's people that go out and essentially try and kill these people for money, isn't it?
Yeah, man. They try and kill them based on like so they can sell either their hand, sell the skin, sell their hair, like literally go any like they were saying that anyone that if you're an albino living in Tanzania, like hide and run all the time.
There's even communities that they've built up where they've hidden themselves, and there's a community just purely for albino people. And they just hide, pretty much what you said, which is so sad.
It's crazy, man.
What a fucked up world we live in, isn't it?
Man, it's crazy, man. This world we live in is crazy. And I mean, I guess that's one of the minorities, like the ugly parts of this world. And it is really small, but
is it getting better or nah?
What, the world or this particular thing? Man, I think People. I mean, people like yourself and people that have a platform where they can just show that I love on people, whether it's via business, whether it's via the artistry, yeah, all that kind of stuff. And I think it's on us to do what we got to do to help others and show this is how love looks like in this field, in what I do, Because I think we genuinely love people. I mean, I don't know about you, but I do.
I like being on my own, man. I love sitting in this office. That's me.
Yeah, okay, I can picture that. You're like, okay, quickly hurry up and wrap it up so I can be here by myself.
No one in the world. So let's go back to Voli K, the bully.
Yeah, man. In school, I literally like spent most of my recess and lunchtime.
How many fights a week would you have?
Man, I like a good once a day easily.
Once a day,
easily. Yeah, man. Like from primary school straight to high school, and it was crazy.
Surely the boys would begin the message like, don't say anything to him, or he's just knock you out.
Nah, man. Like it's just I don't know, man. It was just one of those things, Because then also I had to defend for my sister,
Oh, okay.
So when my sister was really good with her mouth, like she would be verbal, So she's like shooting people with her words and stuff like that.
That's me, bro. Verbal punches.
Or before, back in the day, I wasn't like that at all, But until I gained the confidence, and then I was able to go, okay, well, I won't use my fist. I'll use my words and use my head, my mind to, use my brain behind it. But I didn't realize that you can actually do that at that age. So I was just always like going around trying to defend myself physically.
Yep.
But it was crazy because it's like. When I had in school, there was a moment when all of us kids were in the same school, right? So my two younger brothers, and then there's me, right? And so
what's the age gap between you guys?
3 years.
Oh, okay.
So and then there'll be moments in school we're having fights, like me and my brothers, and it'll be my brothers, and we literally be going racial wars almost. Like it's crazy. And again, it was like just kids, man. We're kids when we were just being stupid and silly,
We talked about it before. Kids are ruthless. They'll say anything.
Man, growing up, it was just next level, man. Man, I can fully understand why bullying is such a big thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that's close to my heart is bullying, as in like, because I think on both sides, because I've been on both sides. Like I understand why people get bullied, and I do understand why you want to bully them because of your insecurities, because of the loss of your identity. Therefore, you're trying to find something. It's crazy.
Yeah, because you lose your identity as a bully. So do you feel like that's why they bully? Did you feel good when you were bullying at the time, or did you? You did, eh?
No, not at all. Because like I'm a big softie, man. Like if I make someone cry, I feel bad afterwards.
Oh, okay.
I almost cry because I make them cry. Like I punch them, and then it's like, and then I walk away, and then I look back at them, and then they're like in pain, crying and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I feel sorry for them.
So when did all this change? You had a sort of key moment in your life where you become a bit of a guy?
Man. There was a moment in my life where, man, to be exact, was a moment where I embraced who I was, and there was definitely a significant moment because it allowed me to embrace the moment I was born, the time I was born, and then the reason why I was born. And
you talked about as a kid yesterday the prayer you used to say it every night.
Yeah, man. So like there was this moment because of my insecurities and the flaws I had and the loss of identity and the lack of love I have for myself growing up as a kid, and being bullied, I'd always cry myself to sleep every night, and I'd cry myself to sleep, hoping, and then saying a little prayer at night, saying, Lord Jesus, when I wake up in the morning, please make me black. And then when I wake up in the morning, when you lie down and you look straight up to the ceiling, you can't see any part of your body. So I used to do that, and then I'd be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, and I count down, and or count up, and then I would look at my hand, and I'm like, oh, it's still white, and I'd be like massively disappointed.
Did that ever question your faith?
Yeah, of course, man. Like I'd always be talking to this thing that I call God, and I'd always be like, why did you make me this way? What's going on? Like, why am I getting persecuted or teased or because of the difference is the way you made me. But then again, like I said, like the moment that I did embrace who I was the age of 15. There was this moment where it was significant and pivotal to where I am now. I embraced it. Was a moment where I had a supernatural encounter, and what that looks like was I was at a youth camp. And the youth camp had like maybe a couple hundred kids of us, like from high schools, right? From I think it was 18 to 25 or something like that. But I was 16 at the time, or 15. But I was part of the band, so I've been playing in church from like when I was 8 years old. So my parents would be like, okay, to my black brothers, they'll be like, okay, you guys can go play footy.
Yeah,
he's good at music. He's gonna stay in church.
Yep.
So that was age of 8, and then so I stuck to doing that. And then anyway, so there was the moment when at the age of 15 when I was at this youth camp, and then the preacher at the front started talking about identity, and then started talking about self-love and self-worth, and then he was talking about this creator who created heavens and the earth, and who formed us, and he called us by name, and he said, you were uniquely and beautifully made for a purpose. If you want to know your purpose, want to find who the creator is, come down here and let's introduce you to him. And I was like, yep, this is me. I'm all about this. So at the age of 15, getting that call, you're like, you know, I mean, I don't know. What were you like at the age of 15? I'm not sure. But were you ever feeling like lost and everything? Because
no, I'm kind of been lucky. I've always been quite like confident in myself just as a person. Like, yeah, I don't know. I was just, like, I don't know. I think I've grown up a lot different than you have.
Yeah.
My mum used to tell me like, I'll stop being like so confident. So.
Oh, okay. It was like,
I was that kid, yeah.
Oh, well, she was like, stop being a wanker.
Yeah, pretty much. Stop showing off. Yeah.
No, but it was a moment for me. Was like because I obviously like growing up with it, just been going through the whole bullying thing every day. It was a fight for itself, like it was a fight to survive in itself, you know. So when someone at the front, who was speaking of this amazing supernatural person and talking about this identity and all that, I was like, yo, I'm in King. And I came down, did this whole prayer thing, and then literally felt like this supernatural encounter that I'm trying to describe. I'm going to try to, like, it's not the best, but it's my best at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it was like an internal shower that happened, that turned on. So I automatically just felt like this warmth in, and then just kind of like it felt like I was just getting cleansed. And then I felt this massive warm embrace, and I literally just sobbed and wept at this altar, at this place where the minister was there, and he was praying over me and stuff like that. And it was amazing, man. It's like it was like I almost like it was like a rebirth. Like oh man, I got to see. It's almost like I've been given these extra powers to now feel like this is who I am. And then that was, from that moment on, it was symbolic in a way that I just forgot to cut my hair, and then out of nowhere I had this massive ass afro. You know what I mean? And it was crazy because it's like. It was like I'm really confident now.
Instead of hiding, you just like faced up, go, yeah, this is me.
Yeah,
growing up for everyone look at me.
Exactly right. And growing
it's
up,
the way to do it, isn't it?
Well, it should be the way to do it.
It's hard. It's easier said than done. But
it definitely is. I mean, face the world with your head up, and face the world with wanting to just walk forward and move forward and stuff like that. But
I feel like Corey's a really good example of that. You see a lot of footy players get in trouble. They jump off social media. They go to therapy, all this sort of stuff like that. Where he got in trouble, he sort of just put his hand up, goes, "Oh yeah, that was me." Like he didn't really hide from anything. So there's two ways you can sort of do it, and you've probably lived both of those.
Yeah, no, I think you're definitely right. Definitely, Corey was definitely a great example, because I think he definitely like puts his, like, owns it's ownership.
Yeah,
you know, and he's like, yo, I spilled that. I messed up.
Yeah, that was me. Lots of consequences.
These are lessons that I've learned, and I'm not doing it again.
Yeah,
you know? And he's a great example for that. You know what I mean? I definitely definitely learnt the hard way on both sides. But again, it was an amazing experience in the fact that I got to have this supernatural encounter, which is still kind of hard to talk about these days because people are like, what does that look like? What does that mean? So I really hope that I'm doing my best. I've been doing a good job in trying to explain what it is and what actually went down. But that, again, just going back to that gave me this, this amazing confidence that I have that started it, know. And today, like back then, before that all happened, I used to always wear a massive hat and try to hide myself underneath the hat.
What kind of hat?
Like back in the day, I used to have those ugly ass hats that was like this, and then had this tail thing at the back.
Oh, like a mullet.
There's mullet hats.
Yeah.
And
I used to rock one of them.
Yeah, and this teacher was like, no hat, no play. All those rules. Okay. I don't know if you got those. Yeah. But we were like, you can no hat, no place. But I always try my best to wear a hat in every room I walked into. Any place I go, I just wanted to hide underneath the hat and just hide from people. But now it's kind of like, nah, man. Like now it's definitely part of my look. I'm trying to be consistent in the signature look that I have when I do perform and stuff like that. The hat and the beads.
You wear hat, glasses,
hat and the beads and all that kind of stuff. The iron
Stella
beads.
Artois.
Yeah, trying to, yeah. And
I'm giving out all your secrets here. He lives in Bondi, Stella Artois.
Mate, this guy exposing me. But yeah, man, and now I'm really confident in who I am, and I think those are the significant moments that
shaped your life, haven't they?
Man, absolutely, man. And there was that moment on definitely it definitely sort of propelled me to where I am today, and the way in which I embrace the world and the way how I embrace people, and because I love myself to that good balance, I was able to love others, and I genuinely love people. Like I really, when someone's talking to me, I fully look at them and keep my eyes on them to let them know I'm all theirs. Yeah. I'm all theirs. Like I'm there. I'm giving you undivided attention, and no one matters except for what you're saying to me right now.
So let's talk about bullying. Someone who's going through bullying now that's listening to this podcast. Someone that's been through bullying, someone that's been a bully. What's the best way to deal with being bullied?
Man, the biggest way to anyone that's, first of all, like bully's definitely not cool. Like it's not cool. It's in any shape or form, whether it's online, whether it's face to face, whether it's
because online's a big problem now, isn't it?
Huge problem. But the big thing about all of this, the big thing that I can say that definitely helped me, and I think it'll help everybody else, is that never be afraid to talk.
Yeah.
And to share exactly how you feel, and to share even if it's something that, like, nothing's ever silly. Anything that you mention should never be counted as silly, whether it's something so small or if you think it's small, it's still worth sharing, because it small things leads to become big things, and you don't want that to happen. And so there's this song that I've actually written. It's about mental illness, but I think it also speaks about everything else, in the sense that the words are if not me, then who? If not now, then when? We're gonna cry if you won't speak.
How do you sing it?
So hello, 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 hello.
How do you sing it?
Just have to wait until the song drops. So that's coming out real soon.
Yeah.
But it's, man, if you're going through bullying, there is help. There is help.
Who do you go to first? Your parents or?
Yeah, my parents are my best friends, man. Like, me and my mum, we can talk for hours, just sitting there sipping on tea.
What would your dad say to you back in the day if you're going, Dad, I'm getting bullied?
Oh man,
Did he say fight him?
No, but that's the reason.
Islander way.
Yeah, that's the reason why I became the bully.
Oh, okay.
Because my dad was like, "Don't let them talk like that to me." I went, "Okay." So I was like, and then my dad.
Island parents.
My dad used to teach me out, man. My dad was like, my dad would be like, "Okay, Voli, look, that those group of boys called your sister this," and I'm like, okay. He goes, well, fix them up. I went, oh man. For starters, they're a couple of years above me, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's get this on. And the next minute, punch on, and it turns into a massive fight, and I'm like, okay, we're done. Let's go. And I'm like, yeah, not the best teaching. Like, you know what I mean?
Fijian parenting 101 there.
Man, I'm never going to do that for my kids or anyone else's kids for that. Violence is definitely the answer, man. Conversations definitely is. And I definitely encourage anyone that's listening, like, if you're going through that, and if you are a bully, like you'll talk. You need to talk as well, you know, because that comes from a dark place where
because bullying's got to stem from somewhere, doesn't it?
it's a dark place where haven't been shown love or attention.
Is that what it is? You reckon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like love is light. Therefore, darkness doesn't exist because darkness can't exist if light is there. So therefore, when someone is shown love, you can't be a bully because you've been shown a lot of love. You know what I mean? And it's and I was growing up because I was lost and didn't know what was going on and whatever. And even when my parents tried to love me, I wasn't accepting it because I was just a lost kid. You know, so therefore I became a bully. So I definitely want to speak to the bullies as well and just tell them, man, you're not alone in this, and it's okay to start talking about your issues and talk about it. That's all I can say.
100%.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy. So, like, let's talk about your voice. It's probably what you're most well known for. When did you realize you could sing?
Man, I didn't start singing until like later on, man. Like it was crazy. I was part of this.
How old's that?
Like maybe like 14, maybe.
Were you singing in the shower and going, "Fuck, I'm alright here"? I do that.
Yeah, you probably do that. Spare us the details.
You sound better. You sound better in the shower. Don't everyone sounds better in the shower, don't they? Or nah? Is that just?
You know what?
Sound or something?
Yeah, I think it's called acoustics. Apparently, I definitely sing in the shower, but it's more for me. I actually like warm up that way, even though I still don't know how to warm up properly. But when I'm in the shower, because it's the steam as well, it gets into your throat and whatever, it helps you. And so I like doing that. But apparently, you sound really like. I haven't been in the shower with you. I don't know if that's an invite, but apparently you sound better in the shower. Yeah,
sound good, bro. You heard me sing anyway.
Sure, yeah. And that's why you're not a singer.
Just a podcaster that sells t-shirts, man. That's me.
That's it. No, man. I think when the age of 14, I was part of a church choir at the time, and I was playing drums, right, for the choir. I didn't sing at all, nothing like that. So I was just on drums, and then we did this Christmas spectacular kind of thing for this nursing home, and then the main singer wasn't there, and they wanted to do a sound check, and then someone goes, "Hey, Voli knows a song," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm on drums," and he goes, "Yeah, no, but you can sing it this at the same time." I went, "Okay, I'll give it a go." So next minute I started singing it, and I was like,
"You do that so like when I watch you perform, you do that so easily, eh? Just almost second nature."
Well, because funny enough, because I used to get in trouble, right? Or shout out to all my amazing teachers in high school who used to get me in trouble for tapping.
Oh, you're that guy, I know.
Man, and then as soon as like all my, and shout out to my high school friends from Kingsgrove North High School and Newtown Performing Arts, where when the teacher used to leave, I used to tap and then get the whole class singing.
Sort of like a Sister Act, sort of Sister Act 2 vibe.
Yeah, I guess, sure. If you want to refer to a movie like that, sure. Yeah, it definitely was like that kind of vibe. Like as soon as the teacher left and then the teacher came back in, they knew it was me. So they were like, "Folly, get out." Oh, man.
So you were just a nuisance at school, weren't you?
Nah, mate. To one person, maybe I may look like a nuisance. To another person, a very creative.
Yeah, that's it.
And creatives being who hasn't been, nurtured properly. So, but yeah.
So you've jumped up on the mic and done a sound check?
Yeah. So at the Christmas spectacular thing, yeah, man. I was actually amazed at myself because I was like, wow, I can sing. And I was like, I might do this. Like, this could be something. So, but I didn't actually fully start doing that professionally until 2010, I think it was. So it's almost 9 years now. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Were you nervous when you performed in front of people the first time, or?
Heck yeah, man! I was nervous as man. I was like, and also back in those days, I still. Today, still, I don't know a lot of songs properly because I just wing it.
Yeah.
And, if I don't know, I just make it up on the spot. You know what I mean? Like,
just little ad-libs in there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's like, I don't want to expose myself, but yeah, just make sure no one else knows the words because then they'll be like, you messed up. You know what I mean? So now I'm just trying to write more songs so I can sing my own songs so no one can expose me. It's like, it's my song. I can do what I like with it.
So you started gigging, 9 years ago.
Yeah, man.
How many gigs do you do a week now?
Like a quiet week would be like 4 gigs a week.
Yep.
And a busy week would be about 9.
Yeah. So anyone who hasn't seen Voli K perform live, make sure you go check him out because he is fucking awesome at what he does.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate you. For those who want to check me out online as well, Voli K music.com is my website. It has everything on there regarding if you want for any types of gigs. But I'm open to everything, and I travel. Love traveling. So we do like heaps of gigs in Bali.
Yeah, I've seen you in Bali quite a bit, eh?
Man, I love that place, man.
Yeah, it's a cool spot, isn't it?
Great place to have a wedding as well, man. But yeah, it's great. It's great. And I think that's, I mean, when I started singing from that moment on, I was like, dude, this is going to change my life. And then, but I didn't start until like later on, because I started doing odd jobs and playing rugby and a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, yeah. Then I busted my knee and I was like, okay, I need to do something else.
Yeah.
And then most people don't actually realize about it, or that don't really know me that well. I've been doing 9 to 5 for the last almost over 10 years. So.
Right. When you told me that you worked a job, I was like, what? I thought you just gigged full time. It's crazy.
Nah, man, just worked hard, man. I was just a hustler, man. I just love
doing shit,
doing things. I hate sitting down, you know. Like it's just if I'm sitting down, I need to be doing something, you know. And so I was in finance. Shout out to my people from AMP. So AMP, I used to work there for over 10 years, and it was a great experience, and it definitely set me up to where I am in regards to teaching me how to discipline myself, even though I lacked a lot of that at work.
Yeah.
But discipline in the sense that, like, you know, made me from these sort of hours, this is what I was doing, and then I need to organize my life after that.
Because you gigged till late, wouldn't you?
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Like I'd be like at the office from 9 to 5, and then straight out of that into a gig, and then I'll be home by maybe 2 o'clock sometimes, you know.
So you're running off 3 hours sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really averaging 4 or 5, but I think you're the same too that way. You average 5 hours?
I sleep a little bit more now, but because I got like my girlfriend sort of not forcing me to go to bed, but she's like, "Oh, come
tell me about it, yo."
Yeah,
like, what is it about girlfriends? Like,
she's like, "Oh, come full."
No. It's not that they force you, but they're like entice you.
We were sort of talking about this yesterday. Like I can fall asleep on the couch like that, but I need sort of background noise. Where if I lie in bed and there's nothing going on, my head just goes.
Oh, it's the worst. And it's like that's why you need to start writing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been journaling since I was 18, and that's the only thing that can keep me sane, man. Because if not,
so when did you write your first ever song? Do you remember?
I think when I was 12.
What were the lyrics like?
Yeah, it was. The lyrics. The 12 I didn't really do much with anything. Like I just wrote words and that was it. But then I think when I was 16, I actually did an actual song with my little brother. And the song was like, you make my dreams come true. Nothing I won't do for you, baby.
It's catchy too.
But that was the first song. Shout out to my brother Sully. He
can't sing.
No, well, thank God for auto-tune back then.
Yeah.
No, but like my little brother is an amazing producer. Also played for Sydney Bulls and Doggies and all that. So he was good at footy, but he was also really musically talented as well. And still today, like I'm still trying to bring him through the gigs and stuff just to make some extra dosh on the side. But it's more so just so I can see him do what he loves to do as well, which is music, you know. And he's like, I think when this song on your podcast comes to expire, just let me know. I'll get him to jump on it because he's amazing, man, and he'll get a kick out of it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I can change it, man. It's pretty catchy.
Welcome to the eyes.
That's catchy, man.
I don't know, mate. You gave me the outline of what to do, and that was it.
Yeah, I hit Voli K up to do me guys, I'm starting a podcast, I need an intro song, and this is the first song he done for me, and this is it here.
Welcome to the
And he goes, "Oh, I want to make a better one." I was like, "Nah, that's it. We're on."
No, that was a sample though. Like it was just like, like if you selling your sample, it'd be like that. And so you're like, oh, it's not fixed properly.
Now you explain it like that. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, but it's like it's not done properly. It's not the right card within. Yeah. Anyway, but if you like it, you like it.
Does the job, eh?
Yeah, if it works for you, works for you.
Yeah. So why did it take you so long to drop your first single?
So in May this year, I dropped my first single, and really proud of the achievement. I needed to wait. Well, first of all, this year I had to drop it on. I had to do it before May the 5th because when I was on The Voice,
You try and time it all up.
well, no, because we get told that this is the cutoff date that you're able to release any music. So I was grateful for that because I work better under pressure. So because of that, I definitely put some time in and got me and my boys. Shout out to the boys from Jaquil and the crew, Eddie and his amazing rapper friend. I forgot his name. Also, what's up? They're amazing.
That's a good mate.
No, but like yeah. And my boys, my band, we all got together in the studio and we started writing and we punched out so many songs. And this was a standout song for me, which is it's called "If I Could." And it took me this long because I think I had to get over the fact that it was the fear of. How did it feel like for you when you first
dropped the vlog or podcast?
Anything?
Yeah, like I said, I'm completely different. I'd rather put it out there, let the market decide if it's good or not, and then I feed off that.
Yeah, right. Because you read all the comments and stuff like that, right? Eh?
Oh, not really. Like I'll read them, but I don't like take them in. You know.
Yeah, right.
Like I treat criticism and a compliment exactly the same. Like if someone gives me a compliment, I'm like it doesn't like arouse enthusiasm in me. I'm just thanks for that. And if someone bags me, do you know what I mean? So I'm never like
you're like thanks for that. Which I gotta say, since we're talking about it, I do love the fact the way you respond. Like you take the time to respond to people that do compliment you, but also people that do hate on you, or hate on you and the company. Like it's crazy. And the
do you know what, Voli? There could be a comment coming towards the earth, and Voli's like, "Yep, I'm going to be the guy that's going to take it head on and smash the beat and save the whole planet." And someone's going to hate you for it. You know what I mean? Like you could save the world, and like there's someone to go, "Oh fuck, I wanted to die tomorrow," or "I've got work. Oh, now I have to go to work." It was on a Sunday night. I have to go to work now. Thanks, Voli.
Yeah, but I think I totally get that, and it's a weird analogy, but it worked.
It's a heavy one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you've been watching way too many movies. Bloody superhero movies. No, but I think what I was going to say was just, man, I think it's amazing how you respond to them, and I think you're doing a great thing by showing people that this is how you do respond to them genuinely, you know. And I think it's great because it's like despite the fact that people are trying to push more hate down and ugliness, you're like no, like it's cool. Thank you so much for your bad feedback, whatever you want to call it.
It saves. You know what it does? It saves time. Because like if someone responds negative to me, and then my natural inclination, like as humans or anyone, you just want to go back at them and being like a guy, like banter that's come from a football background when you're in a locker room and all you do is just bag each other. Like that's my natural inclination. I could go that way and be banterful and humorous and be almost kind of rude to them, but just like then I have to sit there and think about if I come back and start looking for like shit on them. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've always wondered. I'm like, do you not go into their profile and look at their pictures and see?
I've done it a couple of times,
and then like see them with their like the awkward uncle poses and you know fugly looking aunties.
Sometimes a lot of them like 14-year-old kids and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
These kids, man. Because back in the days, man, we didn't have online stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
64 was the only thing we jumped online for, you know what I mean?
What's that?
Nintendo 64.
Oh, Nintendo 64.
Come on now. What's that?
I'm not that old, is it?
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, 100. All right, so back to the sort of music. Back to you dropping your first single. Like just
man.
Purely from fear.
Yeah, man. It was fear. I mean, also because when it becomes because of music, you're exposing yourself. To me, my music and music in general for me is like I'm exposing a little piece of my journal. Therefore, I'm giving every vulnerability, everything part of me being vulnerable on a platform for everyone to allow to critique it. And I think that was the fear. But then I took some time to look at myself and I was like, man, this is not about you. Like the gift of music that is in me is there for me to then utilize to share to the world, you know, like. And so I felt like that was a big turning point for me, and I mean it's been on, like I've been working on this process for a long time, maybe too long, but you know, nevertheless the season was now, the time is here, and I did it, and I'm really proud.
Are you glad you did it straight Do you feel like since you've dropped out now, do you think what the fuck was taking me so long to drop music, or was the timing right, or what?
Nah, I was just like, because I think because then you fall into the whole regretting thing. Yeah, true. I just fully like embraced it and go, you know what, that was amazing. Let's keep going. You know, so I'm looking at the next project and stuff. I mean, at the moment, I think we're close to 30,000 streams on Spotify, which for me it's I mean, dude, when it was 10,000, when it was 2,000, when it was 1,000, I was cheering. You know, and I'm still cheering every day because it's an amazing achievement for myself. And my team, and I think, I mean, I'm just looking forward to the next one and the next few tracks I'm releasing. Yo, man, fire!
When do they drop?
Well, hopefully September. We got a few tours getting organised at the moment. There's this amazing app that allows us to then do an actual show in people's houses. So I'm really excited for that. It's more of an intimate feel. You can have up to like, you know, however many people, and then we sell tickets or via the app. You have to sell tickets for like $20 a pop, and then so you're there performing for them, and then you leave and then go to the next house and so forth. So I'm excited for that.
How crazy is technology, isn't it?
Man, it's amazing, man. And then also like, there's this thing called Love Busk. It's an online platform. It's an online platform where you can actually do a gig, and everyone has to buy a ticket to watch you online and live, like while you perform live. And that was dope. Definitely something that I'm looking to getting into as well. And then so that's it. And then afterwards, I'll be doing the festivals. Hopefully, I'll be doing festivals in Brisbane. It's called I probably shouldn't say it. I have to wait till hopefully I get announced. It's Big Sound. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
I won't say it. It's called Big Sound.
Big Sound.
So I'm excited for that. But it took me a while to come up with my music, man. But again, like my first song that I wrote, didn't release it. I mean, like, you know, everything that I've got hundreds and hundreds of songs like just sitting there, but I haven't done nothing with them because of fear. And now I get to do it, and I'm really excited.
We spoke about this yesterday, like me, like if I was able to sing in your capacity, I'd just be dropping them daily.
Bro.
Hey guys, new song, swipe up, check it out.
Oh man.
Hey guys, new song.
For sure you would be.
Do you know what I mean? Like you up your chances of being a success. Essentially right now with one song, you just go, like you've been a bully back in the day, you're just throwing your big haymaker if you miss. Like you want to be the guy that goes jab, 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 jab.
Yeah, probably not the best time to bring that analogy into because now you're trying to make the bully as a hero. But but yes, I get that analogy, but I don't think that's how it works for me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because of the I mean, we definitely the good thing about us is that we're uniquely different. So we appreciate each other's strengths, but the way that
execution's different, isn't it?
Yeah, because I mean, for me, it's more like, I'm more of like the long-term goal. Like, these are my steps, and they need to be precise in order to get to the next one.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so everything that I've been doing is definitely been calculated, and all the risk has been calculated, all the moves and everything. So I'm definitely heading to this amazing place where I'll be. I mean, dude, quote me on this and hold me to it. But in a couple of years, my goal is to be on Coachella.
Hectic. Is that the ultimate for you?
Yeah, man, Coachella, and also go to the UK and do the Glastonbury Festival as well.
That'll be all time too.
Man, that's all time, man. For that's my goal, and I'm gonna get there.
It's funny how the mindset works in terms of like execution, where like you said, like we respect each other's opinion and execution on stuff, but yeah, my mindset's completely different. So I'll put together like vlogs and sort of stuff, and I'm going, fuck, this is like I've spent so much time on it. Not compared to what you done, but I've spent 12 hours editing this. This is going to be the one that makes us big. And then it doesn't, and I'm like, a couple of times like you feel it down at the start,
right?
But then my mindset now is just like, boom, just drop another one, I'm coming again tomorrow.
Yeah, but that's based on your expectations.
Yeah.
How and why did your expectation change? How?
I don't know. I just thought it was going to be like fire content, but that was just my perception of it.
No,
the
but
market decides whether it's good or not.
True, but I'm saying now, like, how has your expectation changed?
I don't.
Is it because of the reality?
Yeah, probably reality, probably experience, probably the same way I talk about replying to other compliments or insults. Like it just stays the same. Like if something goes good for us, I'm like, I just kind of steady. Like I don't try and go like that. Not so much as a roller coaster. And I learned that. Do you know Jay Nullival?
Yeah, man.
He's a good dude, really good.
Amazing, man.
I remember I snapped my Achilles, and
he's an amazing, like, significant human being that's doing wonders in the South Pacific Islander community for not just NRL but just
he's just a good person.
He's
isn't
a
he?
great person. Even and his wife, is man. She's an amazing.
Oh yeah,
singer.
she's a singer, right? Yeah.
Amazing singer, man.
But I snapped my Achilles, and I knew he'd snapped his, and we were both living in Penrith for one time. And we went for a coffee, and he goes, like, at the moment, you're living your life coincide of rugby league. So if you win, you're up. If you lose, you're down. And because you're playing week to week, I was just living like this. He goes, you need to get to a point where your life's steady. You need outside interest. And he was a man of faith, so he had that. So he goes, I don't care if I'll care for like an hour after a game, and then like I just move on. And that's how I sort of see business now. Like the good, like
Wow, Joe. Shout out to Joe, man.
yeah, smart man.
Wow. Yeah, no, he's great.
And he goes, allow yourself, and like, because in football, you kind of like, I remember when I snapped my Achilles, I was like, oh yeah, I'm sweet, like blah, blah, blah. Then after I sort of talked to him, he goes, are you allowed to grieve if you want? And I was like, I was feeling sorry for myself for 2 days and like just moping around the house, sulking and shit like that. But then, yeah, it just sort of moved on from that. It was
That's crazy.
super therapeutic.
Is that sort of the same mindset you brought to business now?
Yeah, I think you learn that. Like I said, like our big days where sales are massive and stuff like that, and our down days, I try not to let it affect me either way too much one way or the other.
But
Because then you become like football, you're emotionally attached to how you perform.
yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
But regarding business, on your down days, does it not balance out on the good days?
Yeah, it does. But I'm
Like
like,
on the overall thing.
but more so with the content thing, where I'm like, oh, this is, but because I produce so much content now, like I'm like, this podcast here might fire and go sort of take off, but it's not going to stop me from making another one tomorrow. You know what I mean? Or this could be
You
like,
have to plan for the next one.
just got to move on. Like,
Yeah.
the internet moves so quick and life moves so quick now that you just got to be pumping out as much as you can. I don't get attached to content.
That's
Like,
awesome.
I used to do spelling errors wrong because I move so quick.
Yeah, I used to read a lot of those. I think I used to tell you.
And people come up and go, oh, you spelled it wrong. I'm like, yeah, sweet. Like,
Yeah, but
there's another post coming anyway. So
Yeah, there's another one you can critique me later.
I just moved too quick. So it's funny how we completely different in that sort of aspect.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool.
But going back to podcasts, has this podcasting been exactly how you envisioned, or
It's probably a little bit better than I thought. I knew I always wanted to do it.
Yeah, man! Congratulations to is it 50,000?
Nah, we're about 180,000 views across Spotify and thing now. So
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's gaining momentum.
Congrats, man! Congrats.
Yeah,
It's obviously because of the good product you're providing. You know.
yeah. Thanks, bro.
What-
But like, the way I got
Why
into
podcasts?
Nah, because I listen to a lot of them.
Yeah.
I just
Who's your favorite, Joe?
Joe Rogan, Gary V, Andy Frisella.
I mean, Gary Vee's always obviously.
Yeah, he's my guy.
Yeah,
He's coming here. So
He's your daddy.
yeah, I paid extra so I can have a photo with him.
Did you really?
Yeah, like
Of course you
$500.
did.
Yeah,
of course
100.
you did.
Well, he's pretty much built all this for us. I've just executed it, but it's all his ideas.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, I just like I remember sitting next to a guy and we're at a boxing thing, and he goes, "Fuck, I'd love to get in there." And I remember looking inside the boxing ring. I was like, "Fuck, I could never get in there."
No, man,
Like,
scary.
Yeah, scary,
Dude.
But I look at podcasts and I think, "Fuck, I'd love to do that." And
Yeah, right.
It didn't scare me. It excited me more than anything. So I just done it. I wish I started it earlier.
What would you do differently
What?
if you started earlier?
I'd just be a lot more along, wouldn't I? And I talk about this in business where when I had those feelings of football where I didn't want to play anymore when I was about 25, it took me 2 to 3 years, same as you, out of fear. Like, fuck, what am I going to do? Why did it take me so long to do this? And I wish I quit footy, but then in saying that, like if I quit a little bit earlier,
Wasn't the right time? What
might
season?
have been the right time. Like I might not learn as much, and do you know what I mean? Like things work out the way they're meant to, aren't they?
Absolutely, man. And I think you accomplished a lot. I mean, you and the boys, but you know, specifically at the moment, you've done a great job. And podcasting is definitely another new avenue.
Do you know what's great, Voli? When you can wake up every day and get paid for what you love to do. That's the dream.
Tell
man.
me
That's
about
the
it,
dream.
yo. I'm living that dream. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. You wake up and you're like, let's write a song. Get up and go, oh, there's a studio session booked in. I have to go do this.
Because you know what it feels like? Your Sundays don't feel like Sundays. You know what I mean? Like you don't go, oh, fuck.
No, you literally don't know what day it is.
What day it is,
Because
yeah.
you don't know, you don't really care anymore. Because it's like,
It's kind of like when you go on a holiday and people are like, oh, we've been here for 3 days, so it must be. That's what it kind of feels like after a while. Do you know what I mean?
it definitely does.
It doesn't feel like a Wednesday, or you don't go, oh, Friday, fuck, yeah, the weekend's here, and then you get to Sunday, like, fuck, I have to go back to work.
Yeah, or like you're like you're staying up and you're doing something like a particular project that you've been and you're diving into it even more, and you're staying up for hours. And you don't even know that the sun's about to pop up, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's fine.
That's
It's okay.
the dream.
I don't have to go to another job tomorrow or whatever it is. Don't have to answer to anybody tomorrow or whatever it is. It's the best feeling.
It took me 16 months to get a pay wage from YKTR. So I was just like, and then when I got
Sorry, what you coming?
16 months.
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
Because I always put money back into
it, yeah, of
to
course,
grow.
Yeah.
And then when I first got that pay, and it wasn't even much money, I had to go to the boys and sort of negotiate. And it was kind of weird conversation having, Chico and Normie.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's like I don't even know how you guys even have a normal conversation without anyone had taken a shot.
Oh, we've grown up a bit since then. But and we agreed to this, and they didn't, it was well below minimum wage. So anyone that works a normal job, I would have been $20,000 less than you. And the boys I was on fuck. I was getting by on like maybe $100 a week after I paid my mortgage and shit like that. But I remember that Corey, he goes, if someone's on that much money, they should be going to work every single day, like 9 hours. That was sort of the mindset he had, because we've grown up in a blue collar mentality where you have to go out and use your time to earn this type of money. And I was going, I can build a website, like I could charge people $2,000 to $5,000 to do this, and I'm doing it for free for the business. So, but that feeling, I remember driving home and going, fuck, like this is it. I wasn't on fuck all money, but I'm like, I get to pay to do exactly what I love.
Yeah, and it's the freedom, right?
Freedom, that's what you're chasing.
That's the key, man. It's just the freedom to like be. If you have a thought, if you have an idea, you're like, I can do something with it right now.
And it's so accessible now with the internet.
Oh man, how good is it? The internet's just. I mean, there's people that use it for evil, but then there's people like yourself and myself that are just trying to create content to share. And ultimately, it is love that we put behind it, because you love what you do. You know what I mean? And so
people can sense that too, can't they?
Yeah, I think the great thing about it is just I think that when you look at anyone that's successful, you'll see what they do, and behind it there's always a lot of love, because they genuinely want to see the better of the person that's receiving the product and so forth. You know what I mean? I think that's great. Yeah.
All right, so what does the future hold for Voli K?
Man, the future's good, man. The future's bright. The future is exciting. I've got a few. I mentioned it yesterday, but thank God it all stuffed up. So, do you
want to leave it out?
Yeah, I'm definitely leaving that out. But I've got a few offers internationally to do a few things. So I'm excited for that. But what I do have that I can mention is a few festivals that I'll be jumping on, and I'm really excited to. We've applied for it, and now I have to just wait. Me and my team, we just have to wait, and hopefully I get it on the bill. The first one's in September for Brisbane. It's called Big Sound, and I'm excited for that. And then also a few tours on the way up and so forth like that. Also doing a national tour for If I Could, going around all the capital cities, and hopefully that's going to, make a more of an impact on people. And for me, it's more like, man, to be honest with you, it's like, I just want to have an opportunity where I can allow music to impact them the way it has for me, and what music does is definitely, music is the ability to create a thought without your permission.
Say that again.
Music is the ability to create a thought without your permission.
Oh, yeah.
All you gotta do is open your ears, and the music will hit you, and it'll take you to a different place.
100%.
It's a beautiful thing.
Did you make that quote up, or was it?
That was paraphrased by someone else. Some African rapper, I think, who's not well known, but yeah, it was just loosely said it, and I just kept it with me. I don't think it's exactly how he said it, but something like that.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
But to me, that's what that I hold that really close, that particular quote, because it does do that. It's like that for me.
All right, where can people find you for gigs? Or you spoke about it before, but give them one more.
Yeah, man. I'm on Instagram, VOLI Voli K Music, and on Instagram you can just follow me on Instagram, because you can follow me there, and then you see my other handles for everything.
Doing weddings, doing everything, aren't you?
Man, I do weddings. Man, craziest thing, I've actually done a divorce party.
What? Is that a thing?
It is a thing.
Are they both there?
No.
Oh, just one?
Just one of them. One of them is like, I'm really excited I'm divorced now. Oh. I'm like, cool. It's like,
you know what would have been cool if they were both there and going, this has been our marriage.
Yeah, you know what? That
would have been cool.
I'm not surprised. I'm actually, I'm sure that someone's going to do that soon. But I do everything, man. Christenings are quite big. Man, shout out to the Lebo community, man. I love you guys, man.
They filling your pockets up,
dude,
are they?
Nah, just like the love even online, like then they come to gigs and stuff. But they
and the food we talked about this yesterday.
Oh man,
Lebanese, man, they make the best food.
Man, so the NRL Test Pacific just happened on Saturday, and I was privileged to be asked by NRL to supply some entertainment on the field, and that was by far one of the best experiences I've ever had musically. But because of that, so first of all, it's a Test Pacific, so it's Pacific Islanders in a Test match. There was Samoa, PNG, Fiji,
Lebanon,
but then Lebanon, right? So everyone's like, why is Lebanon in the Pacific Test?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why not? Like, dude, they supply us all our food. Like, come on now. Like, who was going to consume that much Lebo food?
Man, get the cookies in there, man. Come
Dude,
on,
man. Shout out to the Lebos, man. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your love. And man, they got the best weddings, christenings, all that stuff, man. Leb wedding, have you been to one?
Nah. Oh, I've got one coming up in November.
Oh my god!
I heard they're a good time,
bro. I'm telling you, man. Ain't no party like a Lebo party, man. I'm telling you, man. Like, yeah, man. Shout out to the Lebos, man. Much love to you. But yeah, check me out. And if you want to invite me to one of your parties, let me know.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
He gets it pumping. So, Voli, thanks for jumping on. Wishing nothing but success.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for having me.
I'll see you at the next Sunday session.
Let's do this. Yo.
Man.